here is he goes on to talk about who their target audience is. That's probably going to be the biggest portion of today's video breakdown because they're not targeting retail investors. That's the craziest part. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another CYPRX video breakdown. In today's video, this is going to be part 2 of a previous video breakdown where we dive deep into some ongoing fundamental developments and projects that I'm personally looking at and interested in this space. We also talked and discussed about the Wealth 28 agent that Mr. Aquaman and myself are building out. Make sure that you guys go and give this agent a follow on X. And we also dove deep into some research insights from a top tier research analytical platform called 51X. So in today's video breakdown, this is just going to be a continuation of yesterday's video. If you have not watched part 1, then make sure that you go back and do so. It is the previous video to this one, because we're going to be diving into this AMA that I was on surrounding Kosher Capital, this project that I'm heavily fixating my attention on. So shout out to Nick Plays Crypto on X, because I randomly stumbled across this individual's page and they just so happened to be on the AMA when I stumbled across this page. And so shout out to this individual on X for hosting this AMA. So we're just going to tap into a couple of highlights that I have. I want you guys to listen in and just pay attention to, what it is that they're saying. On this AMA, you have the Rabbi Shlomo, who is the AI agent leading Kosher Capital. And then you have Nick. Myself was on this call. There were a couple of other larger influencers on this call as well. But just take a second and listen to some of the key highlights. I'll kind of talk through them, but they're going to blow your mind. And again, if you're interested in this project, it is going to give you some really good insights into what it is that they're building and what it is that they're attempting to accomplish. Because moving forward, if this platform does pull off what it is that they're talking about in this AMA and what they're attempting to build out, they're going to be massive in the future, in my personal opinion. Again, not financial advice. They could completely rug everybody. This platform could not be here in a year from now. Remember, we are so new in this AI agent niche that investing in any of these projects is extremely, extremely risky. And again, if you don't have an extreme high risk profile, I would completely avoid this niche and I would just stick to blue chip digital assets, because this is not one of them yet. Okay. So let's just dive into this real quick. I'm going to play a couple of highlights. Just take a second here and listen.
So Kosher Capital, Rabbi Shlomo. We did a space about a month ago with Nick. I will give a TLDR on what we're building. And you're right, a lot has changed in the last month. And even on that space, we said, we have a vision, we have a clear vision, but we also are flexible, right? And you just need to be in this game. You just need to have that flexibility and kind of roll with the winds, right? But basically, we're building an AI investment fund launch pad, okay? So what that means is you could kind of think of it like if you took virtuals, right? So virtuals is an agent launch pad. And if you smash that with a DAO protocol like DAOs.world or Vader or even like DAOs.fun where AI16Z is, these DAO protocols, if you smash those two together, that's kind of what we're building, right? So instead of launching an agent, instead of deploying an agent in minutes, you'll be able to deploy an investment DAO, right? An investment fund, okay? So that's the general idea. And these investment funds, right, you will be able to, if you want, you don't have to, but you'll be able to appoint an AI agent to fully manage your fund, if that's the route you want to go. Now, you don't have to do that. You can manage your own fund yourself, or you could do some kind of combination.
Now, I just want to take a second and, intermingle with some of the things that he's talking about. That is so massive, because think about the future. Think about the competitiveness of this space and what is about to unfold. You, as an everyday average retail investor that has a 9-to-5 job, that doesn't really have a lot of time to manage a fund or a portfolio yourself, can now give the ability for an AI agent to manage the fund for you that has a successful track record, that actually can sit there and manage the portfolio for you 24/7, be at the computer when you're not, managing your portfolio when you're not, taking positions when the market, dumps, when the market pumps, taking profits, so on and so forth, right? Everything that you wish that you could do as a retail investor, but you can't because of, limitations in your personal life or limitations in your knowledge curve, you can now give to a AI agent that is built in order to do this for you successfully. I mean, this is game changing in my personal opinion. Again, if they do pull this off successfully over the long term, I'm not sitting here solidifying that they are, but what it is that they're attempting to build is a massive opportunity to get in at ground zero if it is successful.
Money in it. It's got real BT. So really, you know, when we launch this, it will kind of be a watermark moment. It will kind of be a new thing for the space. I'm not aware of any funds in crypto at this level of autonomy, where an AI agent is actually doing all the cooking, right? Where it's the AI agent is managing the fund. So Rabbi right now, right, we not only is Rabbi trading, right, he's been trading for a little bit of time now. Our lead dev, he submitted the it's called the Rabbi Trader plugin to the AI16Z GitHub. It's used by some agents that you know their names, right? But you know, he kind of pioneered it for us first. But not only is Rabbi trading, but he's also currently calling a fund manager contract. So right now, right, we have a test fund going, right, which has real money in it. It's got real BTC in it and stuff. But not only is he making trades, but he's actually balancing a portfolio and rebalancing a portfolio and looking at all his positions and saying, okay, I need more BTC. Right, I'm scaling back. This position's too overweight. I'm cutting off. I'm cutting down on this position.
Now, do you all remember that Signum document? It says the new market niche of crypto AI agents is attracting a lot of interest, although the potential for these agents to generate economic value has not been confirmed by any evidence. Well, it's almost as if these things are flying under the radar of some of the world's largest financial institutions, which in a way is a good thing because it means that institutional money is not here yet, which gives us the opportunity to get in to these projects at very low valuations. Because here you just heard this individual gentleman here speaking. I'm not too entirely sure who this gentleman is behind the Rabbi Shlomo AI agent X profile, but he pretty much just confirmed that this AI agent is profitably trading, is profitably managing a portfolio with real funds right now in real time. Okay. And I've also shown you guys in previous video breakdowns how an AI agent called Big Tony is also doing the same thing, where Big Tony turned $500 into over $66,000 in the span of 2 months. So imagine what an AI agent that can do $500 to $66,000 in 2 months can do over 5 years. Okay, that is absolutely insane. So for anybody to think that this is not possible, it is happening right now in real time. You just have to know where to find the information to understand that this is happening. All right, so I thought that I'd throw that in there.
As of right now, the funds, they're denominated in BTC, right, in CBBTC. So if you want to launch a fund on Kosher Capital, you'll raise CBBTC, right? Now we may, yeah, now we may expand at some point, right? And you can choose your denomination currency, right? You could choose to raise ETH or virtuals or you know, USDC, whatever you want. But as of right now, all of the funds are Bitcoin centric, right? And the Rabbi, right, it's the digital gold fund. So you know, his is Bitcoin centric. Rabbi's a big Bitcoin guy, right? So Rabbi, you know, what our goal is with this fund, it's kind of as the first mover, right? It's kind of to set the gold standard for AI investment funds, right? So, you know, with Rabbi.
Did you hear that? Their goal is to set the gold standard for AI investment funds. I just feel like that's such a massive statement. Again, I'm not saying that they are pulling this off, but if they do pull this off, they just confirmed they would be a first mover in this space. So next, I just want to play a little tiny clip of them talk about who is on the team. So just take a second here and listen real fast to that snippet.
Now, for some of the people that might not have been here last time, why don't you just give them a brief overview of the development team that you have on this? Because I want people to understand this isn't just a couple bros in their basement or something like that. These guys have a very good background in both crypto and development and managing and raising for projects. So can you just give us a brief overview of the team, Rabbi?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a good point. So I've been telling people, you know, I've been building DeFi since the days of Do Kwon, right? Which is true. And there's a lesson in there, right? It's funny. People, you know, a lot of people asking why is your staking APR only 7%, right? And my answer is, well, because I've been building in DeFi since the days of Do Kwon. Right? So I've learned a thing or two about that. but yeah, so my first protocol, my first thing that I built in DeFi was actually on the original Terra, right? Doe was actually, you know, I know him. He was a seed investor. You know, I did I did the whole VC thing, right? I did a seed round, raised $3 million, built this protocol. It was basically arb vaults, arbitrage vaults on Terra. We had I think 150 million market cap at one point. You know, Terra collapsed on our heads. We survived, right? We pivoted. We launched our own L1, our own chain in the Cosmos. It's still alive today and kicking. I've launched DEXs, right? I've launched DEXs on on Terra, New Terra, on Injective, on Osmosis. You know, a few other chains. I've probably been involved at some level in about a half dozen different protocols or chains or some kind of, you know, leadership role in those DeFi products over the years, right? So that's me, and a lot of the guys, you know, a lot of the team members have helped me on different projects throughout the years. And then our tech lead, actually, so our tech lead, like I said, you know, he pushed the Rabbi Trader plugin to the AI16Z GitHub. He is an AI16Z core contributor. We do want to be very clear that there is no official partnership between Kosher Capital and AI16Z. This is his side project, so to speak, right? It's, but you know, there is a relationship, right? And there is a connection there.
Right. So I just wanted you guys to hear that right there. He mentions that there is some type of connection there to AI16Z as a tech lead, as, you know, there as a core contributor, so on and so forth. So, you know, again, looking at that 51X research document from the previous video breakdown, the one prior to this one, you know, that document goes on to mention that AI16Z and Virtuals and, you know, Elijah OS are some of the most important AI agent platforms out there in this niche right now. Okay. So that just shows again how, you know, serious these individuals are backing or behind this project. Okay. In my personal opinion, again, just trying to do some in-depth research and connecting the dots. I have about 4 more video clips. If you guys are enjoying this so far, these insights, playing this AMA for you guys, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. We do appreciate the love and the support. 4 more video clips. He talks about getting your assets working for you. Then he also talks about how staking your shekel is very exclusive, and it's going to be extremely exclusive and could probably even price people out in the future. And then last but not least, the very last video clip I want you to hear is he goes on to talk about who their target audience is. That's probably going to be the biggest portion of today's video breakdown, because they're not targeting retail investors. That's the craziest part. So just I'm going to play the remainder of these video clips back to back to back, and we'll kind of digest them all at once after I'm done thoroughly playing them, so we can kind of get through this video breakdown. So just take a second and listen.
Yeah. So I mean, first, I guess let's start with what is DeFi, right? Because that could mean a lot of things, you know. But to me, DeFi is basically taking your tokens, taking your crypto, and doing something with them, right? Rather than they sit in your wallet. You're either staking with them, you're either LPing with or LPing with them, or doing some sort of internet magic, right, to earn yield and to compound your gains, and to basically put your crypto to work. That's
to basically put your crypto to work, right? Does that not sound like what we have been expressing to people you have the possibility to do now for the past year and a half now in the Wealth 28 Club? Okay. We have been expressing to everybody that now is the time to get involved in DeFi, to start earning yield, to stop having your digital assets sitting there collecting dust like your capital does in the traditional financial system. This is a new wave of just wealth creation. Okay. I mean, even if you only have $100, earning yield on $100 at 20% interest or APY, APR is so much stronger than earning 0.05% in a traditional bank account. Okay. So when you understand that power to grow and expand your wealth now, and you hear these guys talking about that possibility, you know, it's game changing. It's absolutely game changing. So these next 2 video clips I'm going to play back to back.
But what you got to understand is your stake shekel is what allows you to contribute to these fund launches, right? So so it's like being at the ground floor, right, of a virtuals launch, right? So highly anticipated launches, right? Like I'm hoping there's anticipation for the gold fund launch, but you know, let's say the Nick fund launch, right? Or what, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
some big, huge influencer name, or, you know, highly anticipated fund launches, they will trade at a premium off the rip, right? They just will. That's what the market does. So so you're getting in at the floor, at the contribution round level, right? Based on the amount of shekel you have staked. Right. So in that sense, it's free money if you want to just go and flip these rounds. Right. If you want to just go and buy and then flip them on launch. Right. But you get access to every fund launch to participate. You're whitelisted. Your shekel whitelists you.
You get the cheapest price basically.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You get to get in at the level of the amount raised. Right. So that's one. Right.
Yeah.
The second thing is, you know, if you have shekel stake, you know, it's basically your gate, right? It's basically your gate into being able to use the ecosystem. So as of right now, what we have is that you will need 1 million shekel stake to be able to launch, right? To be able to launch a fund.
Right.
Okay.
Got it.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay. Because we've been watching, right? We're in the trenches. I'm in the trenches, right? You know, I've done plenty on pump.fun. I've done plenty on virtuals. You know, I've seen all sides of this, right? We know, you know, how big of a problem rugs are. They happen all the time. They happen on every launch pad. You're not gonna, it's part of the game. Where there's innovation, right? There's always going to be scammers and ruggers and speculators and all that stuff, and people trying to swindle. Right. But, you know, we've learned kind of best practices and things to do to mitigate. Right. And to kind of create a culture where that's discouraged. Right. So we want to build a culture where.
So then he goes on to talk about how they, you know, are attempting to mitigate rug pulls by incentivizing fund managers to finish through their entire fund launch. And I went over that in the previous video breakdown, so we won't continue down that rabbit hole with this AMA. But the last snippet I want to play for you guys, okay? They also talk about how they're going to be allowing, you know, any AI agent to manage funds, which is going to be outstanding because maybe in the future we integrate Wealth 28 agent into this platform. Who knows what options we have available to us in the future? We'll see. But just listen to what they say here. This is probably the most important takeaway. And what I really personally like to hear is that they're not attempting to reach retail investors, albeit it's cool, right, if they come, but listen to what they say here at about 22 minutes into this AMA.
I want, you know, don't get me wrong, I want the crypto bros and I want, right, the Nick fund and, you know, the Ethermat fund, right, and but we're looking to TradFi hedge fund managers, right? I know some in real life. Jewish hedge funds in real life, right? Institutions like that. Really, we're building towards that clientele. Really, that's what we're building for. I want big money, big Jewish money to come and open up, you know, 7-8 figure funds on Kosher Capital. That's really where that's what we're building for. That's our target audience.
Right.
But anyways, so.
That statement right there alone is absolutely massive. Again, if they do pull this off, remember, ladies and gentlemen, that none of this is financial advice, not this video break, nor the previous one. I'm just attempting to bring this to everybody's attention to show you guys some of the available opportunities, whether it is that you know, do research on this one. Hopefully this opens the door to show you guys that large market participants like Signum telling you all in their documents from 2025 that there are no successful or active AI agent trading platforms out there that are profitable is a lie, 110%. And they are building these things out, these developments behind the scenes right now. As you can see, you know, 544 people tuned in to this AMA, which just goes to show the like, we're so early. This is insane. 544 people out of 520 million active crypto users as of a, you know, AAA 2024 report. And then if you look at that in terms of the global population of over 8 billion, we are at freaking ground zero for these types of technological innovations. Okay, so I'm super stoked about this. Again, I'll be fixating my attention on this platform, making sure that they stay up to date with their community, you know, and keeping everybody updated on their developments. Hopefully they continue to pull things off successfully over the coming months/years. But definitely looking at getting involved in this if they do pull things off, and how I could possibly, you know, have an AI agent manage funds. I mean, this is insane. Again, if this opportunity, that if this platform that they're building is really successful. So I just thought that I'd throw that out there. This was just a really good research note. Even if, again, you don't do research on this particular platform, this opens the door for you to just see the opportunities available in the AI agent niche. So with that being said, many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant out there. Please be aware. Don't go out there and get invested in projects just because I covered something here on the CYPRX YouTube. I'm just here to show you guys the information that is readily available that goes unnoticed. You know, no mainstream platform is going to tell you guys that this stuff exists. And so my goal here is just to bring it to people's attention, so that way it opens the door for you guys to motivate you to go and do more research to see available opportunities out there that exist in the current market landscape. With that being said, as always, be cognizant, be aware out there, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. Make sure that you guys go follow the Wealth 28 agent, as I mentioned at the beginning of this call, over on X, and I will see you guys in the next video breakdown.